Hey everybody, how are you? Ooh, that's a little loud. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Ooh, man, oh man. No, Mr. Rogers here, kind of taking off everything. So how are you? Happy Monday. My name's Joe, and we're going to be doing a little bit of work here on some multi-tenant Laravel application work. But I'd started this. I'd been doing a bunch of this stuff for a few days. So if you're checking out I guess I think it's still available on Twitch. I think they get rid of it after a certain amount of time, but it's definitely available on my YouTube channel. Check it out there. Today I want to go through, I think, the password reset flow, and then we'll probably start doing some content with the customer classes and trying to get like password change or not password changes. Credit card changes and stuff that we can do with Laravel Cashier. That'll probably be the next thing I do. So if I don't do that today, if I don't start that today, then that'll be tomorrow. But what I wanted to go over today was first, before we do anything, is I want to talk a little bit about some of the changes that I made from Friday's code to today's code. So if you were following along on, I think it was Friday. I don't remember anymore. Last week, if you were following me last week, one of the things you would have noticed that I did, or that I started with, was working through let's see here, let me go to the login. The way I was doing logins, yeah, here we go, was a bit different. I was just using the workspace, or no, the member repository, and I was kind of just manually doing a check for the user, and then also trying to find the role and all that stuff, and doing it kind of all in this one thing, process. And I didn't like it for a couple of reasons. Number one, I was just like, this feels like I'm kind of like jamming too much stuff into this one little bit of code. Like, why? Like, what am I doing here? Why is this happening? Why doesn't this feel right? And I think it came down to, I think, two separate things for me. The first one was that I wasn't using Laravel. So that's always weird, I think, when now I don't like, the framework gives you things, right? So I think you need to, if you're going to not use the things that the framework is giving you, you need to have a good reason for it, right? You got to kind of sit there and say, I don't want to use this because, I mean, at the end of the day, you could just say, because I don't want to freaking use it. That's fine. But you at least need to like kind of make a conscious effort for that. Or a conscious decision for that. So I'm sitting there and I was like, well, why am I not using auth attempt? What was the problem I was having? And I was conflating really two issues that I think gets conflated a lot. So I wanted to just talk about it real quickly. The two things I was conflating was authorization and authentication. Those are two separate things. And in my head, I conflated the two on this class because I was thinking that I needed to do two things kind of at once. So what does that mean? Well, what I was doing was I was attempting to authenticate the user with their username and password, making sure that was good. And then I was checking immediately whether or not they had a role on that particular site. So, slug.rebase.test, whatever it is, like whatever the slug is, they go there and then they log in, and it was saying, okay, do you have a username and password? Yes, you do. Do you now also have a role for this slug that you're trying to log into? And if not, I was going to fail on that. And I realized that was the problem I was having. I was like, this just feels too kludgy that I'm doing this way. So over the weekend, I sat down and I said, all right, could I do this using just auth attempt? And I realized, oh wait, yeah, I can, and it would actually make way better sense if I did it this way. So what I ended up doing here, you can see from this code, push this up a little bit more. There we go. I'll make that a little bit bigger. Cool. Okay. So what I ended up doing was just saying, okay, let's do an auth attempt for the email address and the password fields that we have, and check for the remember if they have that. And if we can't find it, we're going to kick them out. Once I know that they have been authorized now, or they've been authenticated, that's when I'll check if they've been onboarded, and if and then I can kind of start doing some stuff with, like, do they have access to this thing? So here's my login controller. So the first thing I just do here is I check whether or not they actually have access to this to authenticate, right? And if they have access to authenticate, cool. We go on to the next thing, which is have they been onboarded? And that's all this does now. Because what I did separately was I created let me close that, middleware called has workspace access. And I'll close that out. And now what this does is it checks the authorized user or the authenticated user whether or not they have a role in this workspace. So the way the whole system works is essentially as it says, okay, if you have a role here, that means I know that you can access this. If you have no role, the way the table is set up, if you look at it in Table Plus, pull up a database here. So I have this member workspace system. So it's here's your member. Members can have, remember, you can have multiple workspaces. You have 25 workspaces in here if you wanted to. You can have 1,000 workspaces. It doesn't matter. But if you're not so that's your authentication. You're allowed to. You are a member of this customer's stuff. But if you don't have some sort of role in the workspace, that means you're not supposed to be in that workspace. So if you're not at least like a limited access member or a member or an owner or something, you have no access. So I can just use that as the check. So basically now I say on every request, I check whether or not you have a role. And if you have a role, then I add it to the session. Excuse me. And you are allowed to keep going on. And then if you don't have a role, I redirect you not to the login page, but to what I'm calling the choice page, which is if you ever had an account with like Basecamp, they have this thing where if you have multiple accounts with them, you get a page that just kind of gets popped up. So you log in and then it has a page where it says like, oh, hey, here's all my stuff. Like, here's all your stuff. Do you want to go somewhere in here? Like, where do you want to go? Like they just do that on login. They just say, pick a spot. So what I'm saying is if you're at a slug already, so if you're at like, foo dot, well, okay, that means you want to log into foo. But if you don't have access to log into foo, then we'll kick you out saying, sorry, you don't have access at this moment. And then you can do whatever you got to do. And then you can pick a repository or a slug that you do have access to. And I think this works good for two reasons. One, separating those two things out makes perfect sense to me, right? Authorization and authentication are two separate things. There's no reason to conflate the two things together. I get to then use kind of the standard auth library stuff for Laravel, which means I already get out of the box the remember token stuff, and all that stuff is just going to work. And that's fine. That can kind of now do whatever it's got to do, and I'm good to go. And then I do have this ability to now kind of work on this choice page where you get to pick where you want to go. What I could also do now is build in some sort of request access system. I'm not going to do that today, but now let's say you're supposed to have access to a certain repository or a certain workspace. So let's say you're new to a company and they add you to like some sort of admin section, right? But maybe there's two different, like there's admins and then there's like HR admins or something, right? So you should have access to both of them, but maybe that second one is just new or nobody uses it that often or whatever, right? So you want a way to, when you go to it the first time, know that you don't have access and you'll get that message. And then you want to probably have a button that says, like, click on this, and then you get like, you alert somebody like, hey, by the way, I need access to this. So now I can kind of build that system in place that'll give like, maybe that an email goes out to the owner or to all the admins. Hey, this user has requested access to this thing. So this gives us the ability to now do that because we've separated out these two conditions. So that's what I've done here. And just if you're curious about this under the hood, really I'm caching this query for 5 minutes. That was the other reason for this too. So I'm totally caching this query. You get 5 minutes basically, and I'm not gonna, like, if you every kind of request on the page, it's gonna check for 5 minutes and it'll be cached. But what this also does, and this was actually kind of important too, and I didn't get it until I kind of started really thinking about this. What happens if you don't have access, or you're fired in the middle of a day and you have access and you shouldn't now have access to the system? So if you're already logged in, we want a way to make sure that you all of a sudden no longer have access to the system without like in a kind of a clean manner. So now what this does is a user can go through, like an admin can go through and say, revoke access or change your access levels, right? So maybe you can go from like an admin down to a whatever. And then I may be able to do some sort of session invalidation, or at the very least, I don't have to do anything, and now it just waits 5 minutes. So if you're in the system, 5 minutes, so you get basically you get 5 minutes where you kind of get free reign to do whatever you want in the system that you potentially shouldn't have access to. But we'll change some dangerous stuff there in a little bit to make sure that doesn't happen. But then at the very least, within 5 minutes, at a maximum, the user's access would get revoked. They would get checked right here again on on this request, and it would say, wait, nope, they don't have access to this, which would then redirect them out to the choice page. So again, it's kind of a nice redundant way and clean way of saying, yeah, you're still like, maybe, you might have 3-5 different things, and all of a sudden you change groups and you're no longer supposed to have access to something. Now we can kind of just clean that up nice and I think cleanly. So all this stuff is working, and we've built the foundation to allow us to build kind of on top of this and actually handle a little bit more complex workspace issues. And I created a new action to do some of this stuff, which is just the request, like setting the active role for you currently. So that actually, I probably should tell you talk about this for a second too before we go on. Active role, what is this, and why do I have this here? So I really just do that, like this is really just sessions. So if you look at active role, all I'm doing in here is one of two things. I'm either setting a key or retrieving a key from this. And I just wanted the key to be set in such a way that was kind of just, I didn't have to think about it too much anymore. So the key is just role underscore and then the slug name. And the reason why, again, you could be logged in 5 different, like you could be logged in and then you could be working in 2, 3, 5 different workspaces, in which case you would have 2, 3, 5 different potentially roles in those workspaces. So I don't want to overwrite the roles. I don't want to say, oh, you're an admin, now you're an owner, now you're this, now you're that, because that's just, that feels kind of weird. So I just want to say, I want the system to say, okay, you're now in slug A, you're an owner. In slug B, you're this. In slug C, you're this. So this kind of just handles all that for us correctly. And the nice thing about this is that it still handles session invalidation. So when we log out, it invalidates the session, all those things, all the roles and everything go away. And you can build that up next time you log in again. So, okay. I think everything here makes sense to me now. I no longer have any issues where I kind of now, I feel a little bit better about this whole process now and everything I was seeing. So it feels cleaner to me. We just have the user, we authenticate them, and then we just follow the middleware, and the middleware does like whether or not they have access or not to that thing. And that's it. And then I have this in the login. I have just a check anytime you log in to see whether or not the slug has been onboarded already. So onboarding, I don't have onboarding right now. Hold on, again, I didn't do anything with onboarding because there's just no reason to at this moment in time. Like for this software, there's no reason to. Onboarding is something that something else will do, but something else meaning like a child project of this. So let's go over to Workspace real quick. Let's change this to verified and hit save. So a verified workspace is one that we've passed all the tokens to, and like we've confirmed that you want this workspace to exist and all that stuff. So that means you're verified now. So when you're verified, but not yet active. So why the difference? And I may make this slightly more convoluted later on, because I might have the idea of active versus published. So like maybe there's a way of like publishing something, but I don't know. For right now, this is good enough. So what happens is this: the first time through, I'm going to log myself out here. Oops. Log out. All right. So when you're logged out, I added a couple other things in here. So now you just say, okay, enter your email address, your password. We have the Remember Me token. We hit login. All right, go. Don't save. All right. I don't have anything on this page because there's nothing to do here. But imagine you have like a whole welcome video where you have this thing that you want people to do. The only thing I need to have happen on like what I need you to do is I want you to see this, right? So we check like, are you verified, but you're not yet, you haven't been onboarded. So if you're verified and you're not yet active, that means you need to go here. So we take you to this page. Now, it's only checked once, so the user could skip this, right? But then every time they log in, they'll see the onboarding stuff again. So they have to do this. I should probably put another check on here to make sure that you've been onboarded and that the user themselves is the owner. So let's do that in a second. We'll check that because there's probably two different steps here. If you've not gone through the onboarding, you are not yet active. And if you are not yet active, then you probably shouldn't have any other members in your site doing anything. So we'll say that if you're not the owner, so if you've not been onboarded and you're not the owner, kick them out. Like just put them somewhere else. And if you are the owner, see the onboarding stuff. All right, so right now, this is just the onboarding. It just says onboarding start. And imagine there could be multiple pages. You see the URL here, but then you just hit complete onboarding. It's done and it takes you to the dashboard in the database now. If I go over here and I refresh the DB, it changes this to active. So now everything's done and taken care of. We can still get back to the onboarding anytime we want, just to like go through it. So again, like maybe there's some other, like maybe there's a reason to send your users here. So like maybe they sit there and they're like, oh, well, you know, all of our users have to go through the training. Like there's training crap in here, whatever. Fine, just send them there. But it doesn't. It's not. It's not compulsory of every user. This is like relegated to like this section, like somewhere that's hidden on the site. Okay. So cool. That is taken care of. That is now working. Yeah. So let's change this real quick so we can say, hey, you have to be the owner. So we can do that from saying, all right. So if have been onboarded, or if not been onboarded, and action active role for the slug, so request get slug. So we're saying here essentially if action active role slug is equal to member roles owner. I think the owner is the only person who has to go through the onboarding. It's equal to owner. Then they see this. Else if hey, you know what I'm gonna do this because this is getting gross. Hold on, I don't even want to do that before. I hate gigantic if-else statements like this, and I started doing it and I said, ugh. All right, so let's cancel that guy. All right, so let's do this kind of in two parts right in here. I can kill that line out. If you've not been onboarded, now let's just say if inside of here, if you are the owner. Otherwise, I don't have a route for this yet, but it'll be something like old. And let's see what this is saying here, because I think I missed call from the function return statement. Yada yada yada. If member roles, I think did I miss one of those? Yep, there we go. All right, so now we're basically just saying if you've not been onboarded, if you are the owner, go here. If you're not the owner, we're going to put you in a holding pattern. So that's it. Otherwise, all this stuff just gets skipped, and we say, all right, yep, we've already been onboarded. Sweet. Go to the dashboard. Boom. Done. Let's do that real quick. So let's just make this page. And when let's do the rebase workspace. We'll go there first and just say hold. So onboarding hold, it's created there. Let's see what else. Oh, open the JavaScript. I need to go to onboarding. Onboarding hold. Hold. All right. And I mean, I don't need any of that stuff. We just need where this guy has to say, oops. All right, sorry, the owner has to finish the onboarding process before we let you in. That's all they say. And I can see that page. Oh, wait, that's not going to work. I broke something. Wait, where did I break? Must have missed something in the... Didn't I? Oh, well, maybe I didn't copy the name correctly. Let's see. Onboarding. Oh, I didn't. I guess I didn't copy that. I thought I did. Onboarding hold.php. Go in here. So I mean, I don't need this. Yeah, no, I don't need any of that. What I could also do here, and I don't think I'm going to do this at the moment in time. Actually, no, there's no reason to not. So let's do two things in here because this would actually probably make sense now. I'm going to do two things. One, we're going to send them to that holding page. And before that, I'm also going to send an email to the owner saying, hey, somebody tried to access this thing, but they can't. So the owner now knows. So imagine the scenario where the owner's like, the owner, Bob, gave a credit card to Jan and said, have at it, go set everything up, just do it. Yeah, we're going to use the software. So she says, okay, fine. She goes and sets everything up. She makes Bob the owner because he's going to want to get the bills and all that stuff, right? So that makes kind of sense. So she now goes to log in and it says, well, sorry, you haven't done all the stuff you need to. So now she can go to, and Bob will get an email saying, hey, you know, he's already got the welcome email, but now he'll get an email saying, oh, sorry, we see somebody's trying to log in, but they can't because you've yet to do all the stuff you got to do. So there you go. And again, the nice part about all this, the way it works, is we're going to be able to just comment it out and comment it off, turn it off. So if you don't want to have onboarding, fuck it, get rid of it all. But ERTIA, inertia, action, get view for this. So we'll just pass that in there for now. And just to make sure that this is working, we'll go to that page. Oh, wait. Move. Yarn watch. Oi. One more time. There we go. Third time's a charm. All right, there we go. That's good there. Now let's go back here. Onboarding action is not found. Because I didn't hit save. Let's try it again. It's okay. Sorry, the owner has to finish this. So, okay, the whoops page is good. Now let's just say here, let's do a mail. I'm gonna I think it's make mailable. Let's try that again and just double check. My printer just came alive. I don't know why. I hope I didn't print out code, because that's always weird if you do that. Controller, components, factory, listener, middleware. I guess they're, oh yeah, make mail. There it is. And what else do I need to give it? Do I just give it the name? I don't, yeah. I do want it as markdown. You know what I'm going to do? Because one of the things I've always found is that sometimes once you've already gotten the stuff going, it's just totally easier to just do. All right. Somebody is printing a Bible in my house, apparently. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. It's like page after page. I don't know what it is, but it is apparently a lot of stuff that's being printed. All right, so now I need to go to, oh, where's my mail stuff? Mail, new customer. So I'll just go and I'll just copy new customer. Copy this one and just say, on board reminder. Onboard reminder, system email. That's what I want sending this thing out. And yeah, I think all we really need to do in here is find the owner and you can I'll call it onboard reminder. All right, so the only thing I'm going to need here really is the route. I don't need this. I need the slug, obviously, but then I don't think I need anything else. No, okay. Okay, slug dot app domain dot, and then our route, which is just login. I think that's all I need. If I don't need that information, there's no, I mean, the payload is the workspace. And the link is the link. The link is the thing we just built. That's all it's got to be. Workspace.appdomain./login, basically. Okay, so that's good there. Yeah, let's create the actual markdown mail file now. So that's in resources, views, email, validate welcome. Yeah, so this is validation is my token stuff. So I'll put this under welcome because I guess it does actually make sense because it's kind of like a reminder for during your welcome phase. So this would still be technically, I guess, part of the welcoming phase for the user. It's really not that super important where I guess you put it, but at the end of the day, I could imagine somebody using this wanting some sort of analytics on it, maybe. Like, oh yeah, and this is the welcome phase or whatever. Let's change the name. onboard reminder. Okay, so oh, no, this is copy. I didn't realize that. Onboard reminder. Please finish your sign up, your onboarding. Oh, yeah, I guess I will need the member, the email address for the user. Okay, that's fine. We noticed that someone will. However, access, you fucking finish your stuff. That's probably ineloquent to say. Until you finish your onboard. Will you complete? Onboarding process. That makes better sense. Thanks, the blank team. Log in. Complete your onboarding. There we go. So, okay. Finish your onboarding. All right, let's change. Okay, so that makes sense now there. Yeah, let's do a loop here to grab all of the owners. So I think I already have a way of grabbing the owners, right? Because I needed that for a refresh token. So this should just be a matter of validate token expired. Where did I do that stuff? Onboarding. Confirm. Wait, no. No, where is this? Oh no, it should be in validate. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, so now this is another place that I need this send email to all owners. So, okay, this is now becoming a little bit of a code smell. I'm going to make sure this email works, and then I'm going to change this because this is now two different places. And with missing those two, or now with those two separate places, what I don't want to have happen is, or like, I don't want to have like, this is clearly a thing I need to do. I need to send customers emails. All right. So let's make sure we're sending that all out. Let's see what I missed out the payload in the template. So the pass the email to another info in the mail. Yes, you're right. Thank you. I will clean that up in 1 second. Let's just copy this for a moment. I want to make sure I get the whole thing working, and then we're going to refactor this to use an actual event. Because then I can pass in other data, and I can say send this to owners, and it could be a template, and I can just like pass in the templates when I want to, and things like that. I think that'll work out well. But for the moment, let's go back to onboarding reminder. No, let's do it right here in the holding section. Ooh, cat. So, yeah, we're gonna get all the owners. Each owner. Mail. Let's bring in that. And yeah, we don't need the refresh token. We need what? We need to pass in the new onboarding reminder. And I actually want to pass in several things. Yeah, that was weird. You can't see this from where I'm at, but my cat just went behind the door and just pushed it closed, like she's getting tired of my shit, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't want to listen to this crap anymore. Just close the door. All right. Before my cat rudely interrupted, where am I? I'm here. Okay, so workspace repository, getting all the owners. I don't actually have the, okay, well, let's do that one sec. So let's say owners, oh yeah, onboard reminder. What am I gonna wanna pass into here is not really the workspace. Yeah, I really just need the item. I really want the email address. And what was the other thing I said I needed? And the slug. So that's just the request, which I guess I got to pass in the request. So, oops. You request slug. Oh, no. Request get slug. There we go. Okay, so that's, I think, actually the only things I need. So all right, now let's go back to our onboarding reminder for a minute. In here. And okay, yeah, I'm passing in this. I need to pass in 3 things. So I need the email address, that's email. And workspace is now slug, so that's just slug. We'll call it. Oh, I guess workspace is fine. Naming really doesn't matter there. And then this email is equal to email. And now I got to go into the template and actually, like you said, I got to go to onboard. Yeah, because I was using the word payload. Thanks for saying that. So now this should just be a matter of me saying email here. Hey, email, we notice your account? Yeah. All right, so that should take care of that. All right, so that should be good. This should be good. We passed that workspace, that everything else we get from there. That looks okay. Oh, let's change workspace repository because I don't think. Hold on. So in onboarding, where is this? Get all owners. This is a query. So get all owners. This is get all owners for this workspace, which is what this is. So it's expecting me to pass in a workspace that I didn't do that at this moment in time. So let's go back to base workspace. Nope. Where am I? Onboarding hold. Oh yeah, I get all owners. I think I'm going to use a different. Yeah, I'll just do get all owners for. Get all owners for workspace ID. So I'm just going to change this query up because this should be. It's a different query. Get all owners. All right. I could kind of overload this, I guess, in a way. Like I could just say get all owners, and then if I pass in a model, use that. If not, then just use the ID. But I kind of don't like that. I'd rather have multiple. Workspace ID. So this is actually get all this model. So it's yeah, this model where. Ooh, this is a little bit of a funky one, I think. This model where ID workspace ID. I think that'll work. I think that's all I actually need to do. This might be. I always hate when you have to kind of use these like secondary things because sometimes I always forget like the correct format for Laravel how to do this, but it should just basically be saying this model where ID is this. Give me the members. Where I probably can just say first. So now it'll give me all the I'll grab the first one. I think that's all I need to do. May have to do this in 2 steps. Let's try it and see what happens here. Before I go too far, let's just die and dump the owners because I'll have to turn on Horizon and all that stuff too, and I haven't done that yet. So if we go here, dump the owners out. All right, cool. I got my owner. Should just be one person. Awesome. All right, that was easy. Now we loop over it, and we're going to send the mail, but it's not going to send because I have to turn on Horizon. So, no, PHP, no, Homestead. So I just got to SSH into my Homestead box. Take a moment. Sites, projects, rebase, Horizon. So we start Horizon. I don't know if I have anything in the queue. It may just run. I leave this over here for a moment. And all right, that should be good to go. Go back to all right, still says whoops, which is fine. Processing the email, processed, good. Mail trap, let's go here. What am I? Quick reminder, finish your onboarding. Now, good, test. What's it doing there? I think I mushed everything together, but okay, so did I mush it all together too? Yeah, I did. All right, so that should be simple. That should be a matter of going into the template. Okay, so onboard reminder. What did I do here? I guess I did I? Oh, maybe the route is the whole thing. I didn't even realize that. All right, so let's get rid of all that stuff. And I don't know if it'll fire again. It might. Yep, there we go. vbase.test/login. So now I go here and it will take me to the login page. Sweet. Okay, so that was pretty simple. So now we have a quick reminder email that goes out. So, hey, you didn't finish your stuff. Go finish your onboarding. The idea of emailing all of your owners is now a thing that we are seeing is a real thing. So, okay, so this basically needs to become an event. where we say do something. But how do I want this to work? I think what I want to do, I'm trying to think about how I want to use this event, because okay, so ideally, but I don't think I can do this. So ideally what I would do is I would say event mail owners, right? Like I'm just trying, this is like the perfect scenario, I think. New mail owners, and then I give it like the slug and what I want. So I would probably say like some way of saying like onboard reminders. Like I think this would be ideal, but I don't think you can pass in objects like that. I think it has to be stuff that gets serialized. So I don't think this is going to work. So what's the next best way of getting this to work? It's a good question. I mean, I could easily do like an if, else, or like a switch statement, because since I'm punting this to the event system anyway, I'm not really worried about like speed issues, essentially. Like it's like if it takes 2, 3, 10 seconds to like do a loop to go like find its way down through a long, switch, who cares? It's running in the background. Although at the other side of it, it's like, do I really want to run through, like, do I want to have this kind of like monstrosity of a switch statement every time I need to email owners for something? And I don't know if I want to do that. So, all right, so I'm going to punt on this for a minute then. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in the roadmap real quick, is I'm going to add into here a new task that I need to do, and that is mailing out all my users, all my members. Owners only. Yeah, I think something like an abstract base class and then extending it out. That's probably the ideal way of doing it. Like you're saying, there's something there, but I just want to kind of figure out what I'm more interested in figuring out is the like the, I guess what they now call the DX, the developer experience. So what do I want the developer experience to look like in this case? So again, that's what I want to do. I want to think about it in terms of like, so as a developer, every time I need to mail, like I've just seen 2 cases now. There's at least 2 cases, potentially more, where we have to send out mail to somebody, to an owner, but not just mail. It's in both cases, there are 2 separate different types of email. So one's this onboard reminder, and the other one was, I don't even know. Oh, the validation token expired reminder. So that's 2 separate ones. There's also going to be one where I know when the user doesn't, like when their account is overdue, or when they're, if they decide to archive like their project, when they close a project, like everybody's got to get all those emails. So these are like different types of emails. So what do I want the developer to have to do for that? Like it's something like event, obviously, and then you got to, like, but what event am I firing? So it's going to be something like new owner email. And then owner email has to do what? So it's probably going to be something like pass in the slug, or workspace ID, right? And then we get, so pass in the workspace ID and then pass in maybe like a string that represents the onboard, like what email is going out or something. Like new onboard, no, new So this is what I want to kind of finesse a little bit here and think about. Like, yeah, it's definitely going to be some sort of base class that we just then say new and then like and pass out and pass in the right email. But the trick is this part. I feel like what's this going to, and then how do we make this generic enough to take in the correct details here? Like this is where like things get a little wonky, I think. So for now, I'm going to punt on it, but I want to make sure that we have it. I've captured the idea that like, look, we've done this now in 2 spaces. This is 2 of potentially like, yeah, exactly. Like this is going to be 2 of like potentially 5 or 10 different ways that we got to do it. Yeah, something like new tone owner. Yeah, something kind of like that, like where we're saying new owner token expired, and that maybe fires the event. Maybe that's how we do it. Maybe maybe it's something down here where we're like, oh, maybe that's how we do it. That might be an interesting idea where I do again, pseudocode here this for a second. We'll just say something to the effect of like like notice equal to new base mailer. I don't know. Something like that. And then notices owner, like onboard reminder. And then that allows us to just pass in all the correct stuff to it. And then we say notices dot, what was the other one? Token expired. And then we can pass in the same thing to that. And then we just say fire. Something like this, something that kind of like builds the correct, I guess that's what this is. This is kind of like the builder pattern in a sense, where or like I think it's the builder pattern, where we have like this base code thing that does something, and then we kind of just say, oh, okay, now we gotta like, or maybe here we just pass in like this is new onboard, right? And then we just say notice, fire, something like this. And then that does the correct looping and the correct or whatever. So yeah, this is something I'm actually gonna do here. I'm gonna copy this here and edit. Okay, so that's good for now. Guess it depends if we send multiple emails at once or just not duplicate logic related. Yeah, I think for right now it's more about just not duplicating the logic to send emails to owners. I think. I don't think it's going to be hopeful. Like I think it's like the owners are a group, but then again, you know what? The other part might be that we abstract this away enough that it becomes send all owners email, send all admins an email, send all X an email. So like, and I gotta think because there's something in Laravel like Laravel has like this concept of notifications also. So so there might be something in here that I have to like dig into the recesses of my mind to figure out what the heck that is and if this will actually work. Yeah, queuing. So there's ways of like queuing this crap and like doing stuff. So there's something here. There's something that we may be able to just kind of like, I may be able to hook into this in some way and just say, okay, like this is our owner and this is what it is and what it does and how it works. All right, but for now, we'll just kind of put a pin in it. I hate doing this, but I'm going to say to do is. So just saying this is a code smell here, so we know like, okay, this is going to be a thing. This is a problem. We're duplicating this code here. Ooh, that was weird. All right, so again, it works. It's right. It's going to do its job, and it was doing its job nicely. But man, I don't want to do that. Okay, so the other thing I should probably do in there too is the ability of throttling that. Like I don't think, because right now I just have it set. It sent out that email twice. Hey, no, thanks. You know what? I appreciate the help, man. I really do. So right now, where am I? I lost my spot. Okay, here it is. I should probably figure out a way to of like, I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I got to think about it for a minute. But if we just sent this email, don't send it again. So on the, I think this is again kind of not real. Like this is a little silly. In this example, it may not be silly on this page because I could imagine a person coming here and just being like, ah, crap, and then hitting like Command R like 10 times, right? And what I don't want is to queue up 10 emails and then send them all out. It should just be the one email that went out, and then we can just hold off on the rest. So this is probably, there's probably another step in here that says something to the effect of alt.email or alt email true. And then if not session alt email. So sessions are probably not the right approach to this, but I'm just kind of putting something in here because this is basically what I need to do. Basically, I need to say, have they gotten a reminder email to finish this process yet? And if they did, don't keep hammering the person, like, because the last thing anybody wants is to just keep getting refreshed, like, 15 times and then getting, 36 emails. Yeah, see, like nobody wants this. Nobody ever wants to see this many emails from their system being like, what the hell is this? Oh, I did that wrong. That's why it's sending it out. Where are we? There it is. Fresh. Shouldn't see that again. Yep, now it stopped. So at least in this case, it stops it, right? So when the user comes in, it just fires once. I mean, maybe you want to, maybe anytime somebody logs in new, you want to like send them an email, be like, dude, what are you doing here? Because the hope is that this is like this page in particular, you're only going to get that email once. You're going to get that once or twice, and then anytime somebody logs in, it'll be like you get it. I guess maybe you get it every day. That would be fine. Or every time somebody logs out and logs back in. I don't know. Maybe that's too annoying. Maybe it's not. There probably should be some sort of sense of annoyingness to this process, right? Like I think in some ways, you may actually want to annoy the person because you're like, dude, you have people logging into the system that are trying to do your task, whatever this thing is, and you gotta like get this thing set up. So you don't want 50 emails, but getting one a day, or maybe having them log out and log back in, log out, you know, like you're already clearly pissing somebody off in your company or in your wherever in your organization. So screw you and deal with your email shit now. All right. So that's cool. This definitely has to be thought through for a little bit, but we're in a good spot now there with that. So let's talk about password flow. Let me go back over here. Let's move this roadmap stuff over. So, okay, I'm going to put this here because that's something. No. I want to put that there. I'll probably end up working on the customer CRUD stuff before we do the mailing of the owners thing. Okay, so password flow. Then let's go to the dashboard real quick and just log out. I think I can just log. Oh, I'll just click on here. Log out. Okay, so we're logged out. So the forgot password flow is this, where we have to enter our password, or have to enter our username. We have to verify. You know, set up a token, send it an email to the person, come back with that token, and then they have to do whatever. Then we enter the email address, then we verify the email address, we verify the token. So it's really the same thing as kind of the other verification pages in so many ways, but it's different insofar as that we need to, it's per user, not on the website itself. So, okay. So they click on this right now and it's going to go to forgot password, doesn't go anywhere. So let's build that page real quick. So where does the forgot password take them to? I don't think I have anything in here yet for this. No, I don't. All right. So I'm looking at my middleware real quickly. There should be no, like, this is the authorization stuff. They're not authorized at that point. The workspace access, they don't need that. That's just, no. So, and guest is the guest stuff. So, okay. So yeah, so we need to be like out here. We need to be basically in the outside of like all my middleware. So it's route. Before we namespace, so let's just say route get, forgot password. Well, I don't have a name for this, so we'll go forgot. Password class. Forgot password. Okay, so that's our first page. Then we're gonna have what? We'll have to have some sort of processing page for that. Oop. My AirPods just died, which is not that big of a deal. All right, so forgot password post. Yeah, so this is where we're kind of like processing the forgot password stuff. Come on. Process forgot password. That'll take care of those two things, and then there'll be an email that goes out, and then there's have to be like 2 other pages where we do the verification stuff. So let's copy that data real quick. So let's say, where are we? Not validate. Not auth. Well, I guess I can, no, that's the, oh, this is the views. Before we do the views, let's just actually, oh, I might have actually, oh yeah, look at that. See, I at least started to think about this stuff, which is good. Forgot.php. This is sweet. Look at that. That's my forgot password page. All right. And then did I create a process one? That would be nice. Forgot. Process forgot. Sweet. Process forgot. Okay, so those are at least done. I don't think they do anything. I don't think I have anything in process forgot. No, it's just a view. It's not even right. So we can comment that out. Get rid of that. Do this. There. The other thing. Okay, that's gone. Oh no, I can leave it there. So copy it. All right, let's create our view right now. So the view is in workspace. I'm just copy this auth view real quick. I'm gonna call this forgot. Forgot.view. So inside of here, oh, I got all this stuff. Obviously, we don't need that. What we just need now is a email. Oh, I need an email and a button. Oh, wait. Back. Reset password. Okay. So, yeah, really here all we need is that, the email. .process. No, wait, yarn. Process those routes real quick, and I broke something. Forgot was not found. I mean, the right workspace, forgot password. Oh, you know what it is? It's password, forgot password. Yarn watch. Ziggy generates the files for us, and we compile that view. And I should be able to go forgot. So let's go over to, let's go to the view for login.view and just add the route in here. So this can be an inertia link, I think, right? Yeah, so I just want to go there, but just all I should have to do here is just say, I'm using Ziggy, which I don't always use. So I think it's just route. And if I just say forgot, that I think should do it. Let's just double check that that's right. Forgot password. There we go. Whoa. Took me back to the, oh, didn't take the slug with me. So I think I need to just pass in a parameter to like tell it like use relative. Nope, that's just a query. Oh, this is a Ziggy thing now. I don't remember how to do this. There has to be a way that I can actually pass in the domain, or just make it relative. Let me look that up real quick. Hopefully it's something simple. So, Titan Co Ziggy. That's nice. That's one of the first things. Route function. Okay, so basic usage. With query parameters, that's not helpful. With default with maybe there. Routes. There's something. Okay, so I have to. Maybe I am point. Undefined Ziggy. Okay, this is something inside of Ziggy that I gotta look up. But instead of sitting here for 20 minutes trying to like look up Ziggy crap, I'm just gonna like the route is literally just /forgot. That'll break because of that. Do that again. Yeah, see, so yeah, I just need it to take the correct. So now I can, well, let's change this to inertia link. And now when I click that, it'll just be not found. Okay, why is it not found? Oh, because it's forgot -password. See, this is why I use Ziggy. There we go. And it's just looking like the exact same page, I think, right? Yeah, that's forgot password. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to do. Am I using, see, inertia changed too from when I used it originally. So inertia JS, there's a solid chance that since that changed, I'm missing something or something I don't remember. So let's just look at creating links. href, Vue.js. That's it. Okay, so it's just inertia link, href, and that's everything. You can tell the render is button, yada yada yada. Oh wow, you can give it a method even. That's pretty cool. Yeah, see, a bunch of this stuff has changed with inertia, where it's now it's like you can do a whole lot more. You can preserve the scroll location. You can do partial reloads inside of like your, yeah. This is crazy, awesome, cool stuff. I just don't need it for this case, so I just needed to do inertia link render like the href. So inertia link href. Your base workspace. Got password. Okay. Oh. Yeah, forgot. I'm gonna, now I don't need the index word there. Oh, you know what? I think I know what happened here. I usually pass the slug in, but I think I didn't do that this time, which is why Ziggy's not working. But okay, before we worry about that, let's click on this link. Why is this link not working? And you can see down in the corner, it's showing the correct thing, but it's console. Let's look at the console. Yeah, there's an error there. Okay. Cannot find, forgot password, forgot. Oh, okay. That would make sense. It's like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. So I'm clicking on this just to double check. Yeah. Pages rebase, forgot password, forgot. Okay, so that was the issue. So now it'll work. There we go. Okay. So what happened there was just I dumbly didn't have it going to the, I didn't have it being the directory or the folder name correctly there. And then if I hit reset password, it'll do nothing right now, which is fine. If I hit go back, I need to go to login. So let's just set that thing up. Do I have login here? Login. All right. Oh, so wait, I want to know if Ziggy will work. Did I actually pass the route correctly? Oh yeah, see, it's trying to go. Okay, so that's a route issue. Which again, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I was hoping that would just work, but / forgot password. So we're just gonna do that for now. That'll actually work. I can figure out on the back end why the router's not working. Let's not. Drop that over there, so I got it. Okay, so that'll take. Okay, oh, we got the forgot password link. Now we can go over into our new, and you can just change this. Go back to login. We'll go back. There we go. Click that. There we go. What's your email address? Now we enter your email address, and you hit that, and it says that's not an email address. Good. That's your password, and it comes here, that's so far exactly what I wanted to do. All right, so that's forgot PHP. That's taken care of. Well, actually, I don't even know where it's going. Hold on. Let's go back here for a minute. Submit. Okay, so I already have the form class submit in here, and then it's just going to forgot.process. Cool, so that's all set up already. So that's taking that in correctly. It's already got the form name in there, or the form email address correctly in there, so we can go over back up here to process, where we process the forgot password. And what do we have to do here? The only thing we have to do here is set an email token, and then once the end, what else? I think that's really it. We just sent the email token at this point in time, which allows them to go through the whole the process of resetting the password. And what do they have? I think Laravel actually has. Laravel has built into it like forgot password stuff, but again, I don't know if I can use that right now. So, but let's take a look at their stuff. So I did pull in the Auth Controllers the other day. Again, not that I'm using these things, but just because I wanted to make sure, I wanted to see how they were doing it and then pull everything in. So this drives me nuts. I understand why Taylor did it this way, but the fact that like I pull this stuff in and then I get a fucking trait in here to actually have to see everything drives me a little bit crazy. So yeah, there's a link request. I don't think there's any better way of doing it, honestly, on his part, but it's just a little, it annoys me. Okay, validate email. So this is just doing the validation. This is just sending everything over. Reset link. So yeah, this is just validating the email. Credentials only going to the email. Send reset link response. Message or back with a status. Failed response. Password broker. Send reset link response. Does request want JSON? No. The thing I don't like about this is that it's pretty opaque. Send, yeah, see, here's where, okay, we will send the password link recently, yeah. Once we have attempted to send the link, we will examine the response and see the message we need to show to the user. Finally, we'll send out the proper response. So this broker send reset link. Reset the password, given token. Yeah, this is, okay, so this is just a interface, okay. That's annoying. Let me see what they say in the documentation for forgot password. So, authentication. Oh, there we go. Password resets. Model prep. All right, let's see what the model prep says. Routing. Password request. Okay, so yeah, so form submission. Password reset. Here's the form. Okay, wait. Let's back up a minute. Database prep. Just says that. What's it? Handling the form submission, email, password, token. So okay, this is when we're already actually doing the token reset. Okay, so really it's just the token, it's just an email token, and it's just the thing that has to go out. I was wondering if there was any time like associated with that, like you have 24 hours until you reset it, but it doesn't look that way. What did I put so far in here? Let's look at my, I don't even remember anymore. So user, okay, email verification and email token are two separate things. The email verified at field is the field where we're just checking to see if the user has actually gone through a verification process themselves. The email token is what we're trying to do when they password or no, wait. Yeah, there's a password reset database here. Okay. This was just from the migration of like Laravel itself, where we just have that stuff. Okay, so all right. Now I'm jogging the old brain and remembering here what they did and what is going on. Okay, so they're putting, what they're doing here is putting creating this password reset table, which will tell them when everything has been created, when the token was created, when the email was created. And then there's, I'm assuming they have logic somewhere, which I can't find, which drives me nuts, that says you have X number of hours to reset this password. And then if you don't, the token becomes invalid. And I'm assuming what they just do is then it should just delete that thing from the database. Fine, that totally makes sense to me. It's just, it's not, you're just not seeing it anywhere. Let me go back in here. Yeah, this is send password reset. So really what it's showing you here is that, okay, you have the link request form, that's this thing. That's just your page where you enter your information. You enter that and then it's checking this, and this is what's doing the validation of the email, making sure that it's actually an email and it's required. That's all that does. So assuming we pass that, then it says this broker send reset link. Reset link will then takes a parameter of the credentials, and the credentials I believe are just your email. Okay. So that's how that works. And then when this send so the reset link then no. Yeah, and we send the password reset link. User, once we have attempted to send the link, we will examine the response, then see the message we need to show the user. Finally, we'll send out the proper response. So the failed response is going to just be, I'm assuming, the message that says, sorry, we can't figure out who the hell you are. And this is, thanks, please see, please wait. or check your email or something like that. So that's those things, and the broker is what's doing this. Used during the password reset. Auth password broker. Password broker. So this is the delete token exists. So okay, so this is the path. Okay, so all this is doing here is just saying I might be able to just use this now that I'm seeing it. Credentials, send reset link, can reset password, create token. Delete token exists. I bet you I can just use this password broker. This, I might be able to just use this crap right here and I just have to change this auth password email view. So, all right, let's try that. Let's try what? Let's take this. This is the trait, right? Before I go crazy and try to actually recreate all of this stuff, which I don't necessarily want to do, let's go into process. And just use it and see what happens. So if I go into my process forgot password thing, use send password reset email. And see, this is, I may have to like, well, I'm probably gonna have to change some stuff from here, but that's fine. Let's take a look at this real quick. See, obviously I don't need that. I'm already in this send reset link email section. So let's say pass in the request. I don't know if I should return anything. Do that. We might just get lucky. That might be just super easy to do. Oh, something broke. Password resets where email table was not found. Base table review not found. Oh, okay, because that's using the wrong table. Okay, that's... How do we tell that what table to use? So let's go to our member real quick. All right, so let's go into authenticatable. Can reset password trait. No, that's not right. Let's see if there's something in the config, because I don't know if there is. So what I'm trying to figure out here is under auth, there's the user. Here we go. Table password reset. That's the correct table, but it's not the correct. So the problem is the connection. So if you see here, I'm using this. This is the member class. The member is using the workspace connection because it's a different connection. The password reset table should be using the workspace connection also. So provider user, okay, password user, provider user. I wonder if I can just set this. I don't think let me see if it'll give me the ability. Workspace. Hey, that I think worked. Did that really just work? It did work. Look at that. Oh, that was really simple. That was really nice. There's my token. Boom. Now, okay. So I was able to so what I just did, I hoped for a minute and guessed that I can just say, what happens if I just add the connection here? Because the table name is the same, password reset. It's just they're using the wrong database connection at the time. I want it to use the connection for the workspace or the tenant, not the landlord. So by default, it was just using the landlord. So I just hoped that this would work. I added the word connection in there, or added the key connection and changed the to use the workspace, and that freaking worked. That was nice and easy. All right. Cool. So that part was. So now we're getting the rights. We got the token set. So the token is set with the email. That's dead simple. Now we need to. Now it's just saying I can't find this password.reset route. I don't know what that route is supposed to be in the Laravel sense. I may have to like fire up a plain Laravel thing to see what that is. I don't know if that's, well, what happens if I go into send? Like, I don't think it might just be this route that they were calling, or not that where am I? It might just be this route, what I'm calling forgot password, that they were calling password.reset. Let me see if I can change that. So that would be in process forget, send password email reset. So that I don't need. Process email is this thing right here. Send link response password reset link sent. Oh, excuse me. So what is that? Password broker, passwords.sent, passwords.reset. Constant representing a throttled reset attempt. Okay. Password.reset. Route password.reset. Wait, I'm not even seeing that in here. These are throttled reset passwords.throttled passwords.token .user passwords. Okay, so the password broker is not where that is. It's something in here though. Send email. Request credentials. No, this is where I just was a minute ago. I could just define it myself. Like, I think I just for giggles, if I just set password.reset, what happens? Something else probably breaks, like one of these links, like these Ziggy things breaks. Ooh, we get a... Nope, we can't get back there. All right, I'm gonna have to look that up. Let's go to the videotape. Okay, so reset token. Oh, okay, so this is in the email. That's what it's trying to do now. That's where that's happening, I think. Okay, so if I'm right, let's see. That should then be in... Close all this stuff up. Resources, views, email. Under mail. Where the hell would that be? Oh my god, there's so much email stuff. Validation. These are my email things, but there was another. All right, let's actually here, let's go over here. Person should be like a vendor publish, right? Let's look for help. Oops. Bump up the size of this stuff a little bit. PHP artisan. Vendor publish. So clear PHP artisan vendor publish. what do we want published? I want to see if there's any. Number 24, Laravel mail. Let's do that. What's the chance that I overwrite my entire email directory? I'm hoping small. But just in case, let's just say, just in case I blow anything out with this, let's just do that. Mail resources view into my view. Vendor mail. Okay, good. So it didn't vendor mail. All right. This is where it dropped everything. Whew. Okay, so it didn't blow up anything, but notifications, email. Okay, well. All right, so good news is it didn't blow up anything. Bad news is it didn't find it. So where would that be then? It's definitely so okay. It's where token. See, this is where it's trying to do something with the token here, but this is it's got to just like create this reset view and stuff. But where it's doing that, I'm not 100% sure now. So the error we're getting is basically it's trying to go to this route. Ooh, look at that. So that was nice. It actually sent out the email too. So this all works. It's just, I think it's just this view is going to be like, nope. I think if I go here now, it's going to just all work. Is it really just going to work? Is it that easy? No, that shouldn't work at all because it should be, yeah, we can't find the password reset thing. Okay. So I hoped for a minute. I have to just figure out where the hell these files are actually being kept. But it is 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I gotta wrap this up today. So okay, I made some really good progress because I really wasn't expecting the Laravel stuff to actually, like the reset password stuff to work. So all I gotta do is just kind of figure out where the hell those views are, and if there's a way of me tweaking them to point them to like my own files, and like my own emails and stuff like that. Which, since that was that easy to do, I'm assuming there is. I just gotta kind of read through the documentation, which nobody wants to sit here and watch me read documentation. I don't even want to sit here and watch me read documentation. So basically what we'll do is then tomorrow, because I'm going to stream tomorrow again, probably around the same time, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What I'm going to do is I will come back in and either have that part kind of working and I'll show you guys what I did, or we'll just get it all working. And then I'm probably going to, if I can get this all working today by myself, I'm going to just do it because I really want to get onto the CRUD and the cashier stuff. So the cashier stuff is really going to be kind of interesting stuff to play with. So if you've not played with Laravel Cashier before, I think it's Docs. It's one of their packages, and the Stripe version, it's got a lot of really cool stuff. What I want to be able to do is have the owner log in, and they'll see this cashier section, and they'll be able to kind of go in and do, you know, just your basic stuff, upgrading, downgrading, viewing your stuff, canceling your account, all that kind of stuff that's important to do and important for the user to be able to have a place. I also want to add in just a couple other things along with that. I'm probably also going to have to just build kind of a real structured page too. Like, what does this website look like? As you can see right now, like the dashboard page, none of these things look like anything that do anything. So let's go to the, like, there's no design. It's just so non-designy. Like, that's it. So it's got to have something, right? It's got to look a little bit better. Probably just gonna do a sidebar down on the left hand side, and you know, make it a little bit responsive, and that'll be it. But I just need to have something like that stuff set up. So I'll start setting all that stuff up too. I'll probably add a couple more tickets into my roadmap, and that'll be it. So thank you so much for watching. Hey, thanks for your help too. I really appreciate the help with this, and we're gonna just keep on moving with the project. And if you like it, please definitely subscribe, tell your friends, And because I'm sure everybody has somebody who enjoys watching other people code. And again, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see y'all tomorrow.